Michael William Denny of thundershamanism.com, and today we're going to talk about Chapter 9 in the book Wealth Shaman, Attracting Wealth Through Shamanic Principles. And in this chapter we're going to talk about shamanic fantasy and how through fantasizing we can actually create reality. This is a tremendously powerful shamanic truth. Our fantasies are where everything is created. So if you're not familiar with the book, you can go ahead and click on the link below. And this book, Wealth Shaman, Attracting Wealth Through Shamanic Principles, is for anybody who wants to make a better living, who wants to be more happy in life, who wants to do what makes them happy in life and make a living doing it. That's my motto. Get paid doing what you would do anyway. So in this book, we give you specific shamanic exercises on how to do that. And so this is chapter 9. We're going to be talking specifically about that. This is the fantasy. We're actually going to go in and create the fantasy. So the fantasy is very simple, and you've probably done it. But interestingly, when I talk to a lot of clients, a lot of people won't let themselves go this far in their fantasy. So let's just play pretend for a minute. And, this doesn't have to mean anything. It's just crazy nonsense fantasy. We're just going to fantasize just for the fun of it. And it may be totally impractical. We don't care. Right now, we're just going to learn what it is to fantasize. So this is going to be the warm-up for the actual exercise that we're going to do. So the warm-up fantasy is this. There are no rules. Anything can happen. Anything you can, live. You can be a superhero. There are no rules here. So it goes like this. You ask yourself a very simple question. You go, okay, if I lived in a world where there was no money, I didn't have to worry about money, there was no work, I didn't have to go to work, there was no government, there was no authority figures that told me anything that I had to do. I could literally do anything that I want. The only rule is it has to be something that makes you really happy, the thing that brings you the greatest joy. And that's the only requirement you have in this fantasy land. And under those conditions, if I could do anything, be anything, what would I do? What would I be? And so you allow yourself to have that fantasy. And so again, this is the warm-up. This is what teaches you what it's all about. And the reality is that this muscle, by doing this fantasy, we're building our muscle, our muscle of shamanic fantasy. And understand that from the shamanic perspective, there's no difference between fantasy and reality. One creates the other. So by doing this, we are tapping into some serious power here. And trust me, if you understand how to use this this exercise of shamanic fantasy, I'm not kidding you. You can create things beyond your wildest expectations. I know. I'm continuing to learn this as I go through life. Anyway, we could talk about this for hours. But once again, if you haven't got the book, go ahead and click on the link below. Wealth Shaman, Attracting Wealth Through Shamanic Principles. You can get it on Amazon, or you can get the audio CD version and just go listen and go along with me. Or if you want, you can click on the link below and talk to me directly. There's a link where you can click and talk to me and I will answer any questions you have. I will help you create the fantasy life of your dreams.